And now, for the next few minutes, as the Doak burns. The Trail of Tears heads north this week to Durham, North Carolina, to take on what was once a cupcake pushover that Florida State would eat for breakfast, the Duke Blue Devils. Despite Duke losing their head coach to Texas A&M and their star quarterback to God's golden hemorrhoids Notre Dame, the Blue Devils have played exceptionally well this season. Starting the season 5-0, mostly due to playing cupcakes, they had a stunning comeback win over their rivals North Carolina a few weeks ago, coming back down 20-0 to win 21-20. Sadly though, North Carolina is a team that is a complete dumpster fire, as when the Devils finally played against a good team, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, they were soundly defeated by 10 points. Despite the loss, Duke comes into this game with high hopes to get back on track and claim bowl eligibility much earlier than anticipated. The same, of course, cannot be said for Florida State. When we last saw the battered bastards of Tallahassee, Clemson was using Chief Osceola's feathers as a toothpick after defeating the Seminoles at the burned-out Husk, formerly known as the Doak. With DJU possibly out for the remainder of the season, Brock Glenn was given the keys to the Cadillac and immediately drove the once beautiful car into the Gulf of Mexico. If there is any hope for the Seminoles to play a bowl this postseason, getting a win over Duke will be a good start. They have never lost to the Blue Devils in football, and with the remaining schedule they have, this is a must-win for Florida State. After forcing a 3-and-out on Duke's first possession, Brock Glenn begins to march the Seminoles down the field deep into Duke territory. However, the drive stalls out on the 5-yard line, and the Noles settle with a field goal to take the early lead. The first time they have led a game at any point in almost a month. Duke would continue to struggle on offense, and Florida State digs deep into their playbook to keep up any shred of momentum they have.
And now Kyle Morlock on a fake has the first down and more. Morlock into plus territory.
A fake punt on their own 25-yard line lights up the offense as they march downfield into Duke territory again. However, the drive dies once more, and Florida State must settle for a 48-yard field goal attempt.
Fitzgerald. Good job and didn't get all of that.
If there is a single play I can point to as an example of the sheer ineptitude of Florida State Seminole football in 2024, this is it right here. From the center snapping too high, to the holder not getting it down and not holding it right, to the kicker firing the ball off his own blockers. This is the Seminoles in a nutshell, right here. Especially since this was the start of another absolutely epic collapse by the Seminoles. How epic, you ask? Mr. Al, can you tell me how many fuck-ups in a row it takes to bench a quarterback on the Florida State Seminoles?
Let's find out. 1.
Brock Glenn has missed on his last 4. Pressure picked up, and it's intercepted by Chandler Rivers to the house. Glenn on the move. Glenn lost the football. Ryan Smith falls on it for Duke.
3.
Defensively. And so how does Brock Glenn respond? Picked again.
3.
Ozzie Nicholas with a third Duke.
With the collapse complete, the Noles are left with no choice but to look to their true freshman quarterback, Luke Kromenhoek. The true freshman comes out and performs so well, Florida State can only kick another very long field goal before the half. However, as if the ancestors were trying to intervene once more, a miracle occurs on the second half kickoff.
Singleton and the Noles will start with it to begin the second half, and Singleton's got a lane! Sam Singleton wins the foot race! A shot in the arm!
Despite the offense flopping like a fish, the special teams continue to try to will the Noles to victory. The war chant begins to fill the air with a microscopic amount of hopium for the Noles as Duke methodically drives down the field, only to kick a field goal. The Noles respond by sending back out Brock Glenn to capture the advantage of this new momentum with back-to-back 3-and-outs. What the fuck? Truly, the momentum is on the side of the Noles. Duke themselves struggle to produce any offense at all, continuously stalling out. Finally, Florida State gets far enough downfield to have their kicker make another very long field goal, and the Noles have limp-dicked their way back to being down by only 4 points. But then, Duke finally breaks out for a long run of their own and gets another field goal to extend the lead back to 7 points. It's a kicking bonanza in Durham, North Carolina. The time has come for Brock Glenn to have his big boy drive and tie this game late in the 4th quarter. He's finally slinging the ball with precision, getting first down after first down. The benching seemed to have worked and calmed his nerves, and Florida State is in Duke territory with 5 minutes to go. For once, Brock Glenn is not going to fuck up and lose the game for Florida State.
Stinson ready to blitz. They run away from it with Davis. Upfield just outside the 30. All came out at the end of it. Darius Washington could not jump on it.
Instead, it is Cam Davis's turn to kick their fans in the dick. He coughs up the ball in seemingly the hopes of the Seminole Nation. However, Duke fucks up and stalls out on offense yet again. Brock Glenn gets one final chance to lead the Noles to victory.
Brock Glenn against the 3-man rush. Flips it to Toafili. And he's got...
It is not meant to be. The offense collapses under pressure and crashes out on 4th down. The drive being doomed by multiple penalties and sacks. For the first time in history, Duke has defeated Florida State in football, a major achievement in the history of a program that is on the rise and could be a problem for other ACC teams down the stretch. This victory for Duke comes despite Florida State gaining over 100 yards more on offense. The fact that Duke can overcome such stats and win is a testament to the defense and the resilience of the players. For the sad Seminoles, though, the clock has struck midnight on their season. At 1-6, the odds of making a bowl game are virtually 0, for they would need to win out the remainder of the season to have any hope of making it. And only one of their games appears to be winnable. They cannot go home, however, to lick their wounds, for they must travel south into the deepest, darkest parts of Florida next week to face a team that is an actual national championship contender. The time has finally come for the Seminoles to face oblivion as the Hurricanes of Miami await them. As the funeral homes of Miami prepare for the influx of dead Seminoles to come, we have run out of time this week as the Doak Birds.